Today I spoke about one of the most dramatic phenomenon that we are experiencing in our lifetime, which is the 100-year life. So the fact that many of us will live far longer than our parents and our grandparents, and what that means in terms of how we structure our lives, how we educate ourselves, how we ensure we learn every year and every decade of our lives. And some fundamental questions for employers and educators out there about how to communicate this to young people. So I think that there's great reason to be excited, but I can also completely understand anxiety around the 100-year life. Living for longer is only a great thing if we're happy, if we're fulfilled, and if we're productive. So we need to be giving people the tools to enable them to do that, so it becomes an exciting prospect. It has to be an exciting prospect. It's the best thing we've ever achieved as humanity. More years, more hours. So in order to do that, I talked today about building our intangible assets, so building our productivity, ensuring that we're keeping an eye on how skills are changing, what will keep us employable. Building our vitality, and so many of your speakers today are touching on this really important point, but how to make sure that we have physical, mental and social health so that we are able to transform and be happy. And then the third is entirely around transformation. As a generation who will change more often than any previous generation in terms of their careers, in terms of the way they choose to live their lives, how do we prepare people to do that in a successful way and to be confident in that? And for me, I think that means having diverse networks of people who show you other possible selves, show you other ways to live, to work, and other ways to be happy. And also having diverse experiences, so learning more about ourselves, learning more about what makes us tick, the skills that we didn't realise we have. And often I speak to people in their 40s and 50s who've taken on a new course or indulged just a curiosity they've had and realise in their 40s and 50s, actually they've got this amazing skill that they'd never have tapped into. I think the first thing is that those boundaries will blur. I don't think we'll see in the next 10 years a clear distinction between educators and employment institutions. So a lot of the companies I work with are making a huge part of their value proposition the fact that people will learn while in their employment. So they are not selling themselves necessarily on, we'll give you a high salary, we'll fly you around the world. Those perks are either unrealistic today or just not particularly exciting. But what they are selling themselves on is, we will teach you, we will educate you, you will learn here, you will become more accredited to be more successful in the rest of your life. And they can't do that without the expertise of educators. So the people in the room today were clearly right at the forefront of some of the most exciting trends around how we learn at our best, how we take on new skills, what learning really involves. And I think there's going to be a huge synergy between those two spheres.